They treated you like you were famous, followed you like paparazzi, studied you like a fan club, talked about you like a press tour. Baby, you were never the side character. You were the celebrity they couldn't get a ticket to. Let's talk about something nobody fully explains about narcissistic obsession, because it isn't random and it isn't really about you in the way you think. It's about your frequency. Chosen ones carry what can only be described as star energy. Not vanity, not performance. A genuine magnetic field generated by alignment, authenticity, and an inner radiance that simply cannot be manufactured by someone operating from a false self. This energy is the same energetic signature that creates celebrity obsession on a societal scale. The same gravitational pull that makes millions of people study a public figure's every move, decode their every post, construct entire narratives around their private life. That same pull exists on a smaller, more intimate scale inside the narcissist's nervous system when they encounter someone carrying authentic light. They cannot generate this frequency themselves. The false self has no access to it. So when they encounter it in you, they do not respond with admiration. They respond with obsession, because on some unconscious level, they believe that if they get close enough, study you long enough, control you completely enough, they can extract what you have and make it theirs. You were never just a person to them. You were a source of frequency they didn't know how to generate on their own. Here's where this gets almost uncomfortably accurate. The relationship between a narcissist and a chosen one often mirrors the exact psychological architecture of parasocial celebrity obsession. The surveillance, checking your social media obsessively, tracking your location, monitoring who you're talking to, that is paparazzi behavior. That is stalker fan behavior. That is not how someone treats a person they've genuinely moved on from. The narrative control, managing what other people think about you, recruiting flying monkeys to relay information, constructing a public version of your story that serves their image. That is publicist behavior. That is tabloid behavior. The triangulation, strategically placing other people in your orbit to create jealousy, comparison, manufactured competition, that is industry plant behavior, that is manufactured rivalry for engagement. The hoovering, reappearing after periods of silence with renewed intensity, almost like a comeback tour timed for maximum impact. That is exactly the rhythm of celebrity reemergence content. You were never dealing with an ex, a friend, a family member, a coworker who simply disagreed with you. You were dealing with an obsessed fan who never bought a ticket and got furious when you stopped doing free performances for an audience that never paid for admission. Now here's the part that reframes everything. This obsession, as uncomfortable, invasive, and exhausting as it has always been working in your favor on a spiritual level, even when it didn't feel that way in the moment. In Vedic cosmology, this is the principle of tapas, spiritual heat. Friction and pressure are not punishments. They are the mechanism through which raw material becomes refined. The intensity of their obsession generated exactly the kind of pressure required to forge your discernment, your boundaries, your capacity to recognize energy before it becomes event. In Hermetic law, the principle of polarity teaches that everything exists on a spectrum, and extremes eventually transmute into their opposite. Their extreme obsession with controlling and consuming your light eventually flips, through your own conscious response, into your extreme mastery over your own energetic field. The very thing they used to try to dim you became the curriculum that taught you how to shine without apology. And spiritually, this is preparation. Every chosen one destined for visibility, impact, and influence on a larger scale has to first develop immunity to obsession, projection, and coercive control on a smaller scale. You cannot be trusted with a bigger stage if you haven't yet learned how to stay grounded while someone tries to consume your light up close. They were never just torturing you. They were unknowingly running you through a spiritual boot camp for a level of visibility and power they will never personally witness. And now, because we have to acknowledge how genuinely funny this is from the outside, they are out here running a full unpaid fan account dedicated to someone who blocked them. The screenshots, the detailed analysis of your stories, the deep psychological profiling of your captions, the elaborate theories about who you're with, what you meant by that post, why you looked happy in that photo. The flying monkeys functioning as an unofficial press team, gathering field reports and delivering them back to headquarters. This is celebrity tier devotion for someone who actively asked them to leave. If they put half this energy into literally anything else, a hobby, a business, personal growth, therapy, they would be a different person by now. Instead, they have chosen to remain a deeply committed, completely uncompensated superfan, running unauthorized fan theories about your life like it's a docuseries they cannot stop watching. You didn't just leave a relationship, you created a cinematic universe they cannot stop consuming, and you're not even sending them screeners. So here's how you carry this information forward. You stop interpreting their obsession as a reflection of your worth needing their validation, and you start interpreting it as confirmation of a frequency you already knew you carried. You stop trying to dim your light to make the obsession stop, because the obsession was never actually about how bright you were being. It was about their inability to generate light of their own. Dimming yourself doesn't fix their deficiency. It just steals from the world what you were meant to bring to it. You recognize coercive control tactics for exactly what they are now: desperate attempts by an unpaid, unauthorized fan to maintain access to a source they have no rightful claim to. And you let your resilience be the quiet, undeniable proof that some frequencies, once activated, cannot be controlled, consumed, or extinguished by anyone who never had the right to them in the first place. You are not hiding from a stalker. You are simply a star who learned how to shine without granting backstage access to people who never deserved a seat in the audience. You were never the supporting character in someone else's chaos. You were the main event they couldn't stop watching and couldn't figure out how to control. If you've ever realized your ex, your family member, your former friend was running a full unauthorized fan account on your life, drop main character in the comments. The obsession was never a flaw in you. It was a 5-star review they refused to leave publicly. If they put half the energy into their own life that they put into surveilling yours, they'd be unrecognizable by now. Instead, they chose unauthorized fandom. Be sure to like, share, and follow your tribe of alchemists